Oh, hello there. My name is Isaiah, and today we'll be reliving one of the most tragic events that happened during World War I. It's called the Battle of the Somme. The Battle of the Somme was called the Somme Offensive and considered one of the largest battles that happened in history. It was fought between July and November of 1918, and it was fought on the Somme River in France, and it is considered one of the bloodiest battles that happened in history. The British, aided by the French, tried to push the Germans back, hoping to divert the attention from Verdun, where the French was suffering severe losses. And that was the bloodiest day of the British Army. The British Army lost nearly 20,000 men, and 60,000 were injured. And that is where the Battle of the Somme started.
Life in the trenches were unbearable. Soldiers' heads were blown clean off because of snipers of the other army. But that was not the only thing killing off many soldiers. The trenches were filled with millions of rats, and some rats would gorge on the plenty of dead bodies, and some would say they could even grow to the size of a cat. Poor communication meant commanders and chiefs knew little of what was happening on the war zone. The Somme offensive was to get a decisive breakthrough for the British and French allies after 18 months of trench warfare. Douglas Haig is one of the most well-known field marshals in the Battle of the Somme. Haig was Britain's commander-in-chief during the Somme battle and took much criticism for the great amount of lives lost.
Oh, hey there. So anyways, with all the new machinery of the war, it was far too dangerous to stay above ground. So to protect themselves, they fought from 8 feet under in the trenches. At a certain point, when it seemed safe, they would run out and charge the enemy, which resulted in a horrific amount of casualties.
General Douglas Haig was also called for an offensive in Flanders. After it was improved, his plan was amended in February 1916 to include the French troops with a focus on attacking around the Somme River in Picardy. There were more than over 400,000 casualties before the fighting ended on November 17th in 1916. The largest advancement over time was only 6 miles. The total amount of German deaths was estimated to be about the same as the British. The French casualties was about 200,000. The attack was planned late in 1950 and was intended as a joint French-British attack. The French commander-in-chief Joffre conceived the idea as a battle of attrition, the aim being to drain the British forces of reserves, although territorial gain was a secondary aim. Thank you for watching and have a good night.